Come on now.
Burnt myself.
Watch yourself.
You're listening to the Burnt Offerings podcast, a show about cigars, friends, faith, and general tomfoolery. Do not take these guys too seriously. Now grab a stick, settle in, and let's set fire to foot. This is Burnt Offerings.
Welcome back to the Burnt Offerings podcast. This is Stephen, your co-host. Our friend Jason has returned to us. We're very excited about that.
Auf Wiedersehen.
You're saying goodbye to me again and again, Sherman. This is no welcome.
Jason was out of the country, but we have Ryan back and Patrick. We're really excited. All four of us are back. Ryan, tell us what we're smoking this evening.
We are getting the pleasure of enjoying the Oliva Serie V, but it's a special one. It's their 135th Anniversary Perfecto, cigar that I personally did not know existed until we prepared for this.
Yes.
I've enjoyed the Oliva V and the Melanio version of the V, but this is new, so I'm really excited.
It's not a Melanio.
Correct.
Okay.
It does have a special extra band on it for the 135th anniversary.
Yeah.
Maybe for our novice out there, perfecto means what? Not that it's perfect, because that's what it means in Spanish, but perfecto is a shape, yes?
Yes.
And so it tapers down at the end.
Well, just almost like when you'd say perfect in a sentence, you have an exclamation point. And that is the shape of the cigar.
The top of an exclamation point.
Yeah, that's a good word.
See, I was thinking it reminds me of a baseball bat.
Oh, that's true too. Yep. Yeah.
Jason, if anybody's listening out there and they hear some subtle noises in the back, what's going on that we might hear some things?
Well, our studio is a rustic vintage 1950 garage. It can easily house two cars.
Easily?
No, it can't.
Easily.
These two cars are there. They could pull right in here fine. The garage door is open. It's a lovely evening outside, and so we want fresh air along with pleasant aroma of the cigar smoke. And so there's a street outside. And so what I would tell the listeners is just imagine we're having a conversation and just picture a cityscape behind you as you listen to this. Okay.
Gentlemen, are we going to talk anymore? Are we going to cut? What are we? Where are we?
I mean,
I got to tell you, the smell of this cigar is extremely pleasant.
that's exactly what I was going to say as well.
Oh my goodness.
Makes you want to smoke it.
Just, it's a rich, sweet, leathery kind of smell.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
My gosh, Stephen, how are you on the second third already? We cutting?
I'm cutting.
I'm going with a punch this evening.
Okay. I'm a traditionalist. I'm staying with my straight cut guillotine.
So cold draw?
That was interesting. Cold draw. Can't quite place it yet. Cedarwood. Is it me? Cedarwood? Is that the predominant flavor note on the cold draw?
I don't know that I'm getting a ton of flavor. I'm trying to identify there was a little sweetness isn't the right word. It's sweet in the way that a semi-sweet chocolate is.
It's almost like anise, which is kind of like a licorice. Okay, so if your cigar tastes like anise, if it does, then please put that sucker back.
You guys can have that conversation. I'm lighting this wonderful Oliva V 135th anniversary cigar because I'm excited to get into it. It's pretty inviting.
That flavor got brighter. It opened up as soon as you lit.
It did. It very much did. I got to draw again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very sweet to me.
Well, that was my cold draw note was sweet. You said it wasn't, and
I would agree with that. It was sweet, but not in a sugary sort of a way.
Yeah.
Again, that's where I kind of came up with the cedar wood. It just had a kind of a natural sweetness. But I agree, Jason. I feel like now as we're a few draws in, the cigar's starting to open up. The flavor profile is widening. I feel like there's some oak wood notes in there. I'm still picking up some of those cedar notes as well.
Yep.
I've got cedar kind of on the front of my nose when I'm drawing.
I had the aftertaste almost like a ginger snap.
Ooh.
oh, that's an interesting idea.
Like a ginger cookie almost.
Which would lend itself to that sweetness on the front end, yeah.
That's good.
Now, we've all smoked Oliva cigars before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With it being the 135 and being in this special shape, is there anything different about this than if I were walked in right now to my local shop, picked up the Oliva V, just the regular Oliva V? Would I get something different than this one? Is there something special about this particular stick because it's the 135?
That's a great question. I feel like this is just a slightly elevated flavor profile than the regular V. This feels a little cleaner or brighter in its flavor notes, which isn't, in my opinion, isn't to downplay or downgrade, a standard Oliva V, which is a cigar I very much like, has good flavor profile. I just feel like this is that just kind of intensified or kind of amplified. But I'm also game to smoke 2 Olivas at one time.
Yeah.
To do a A/B comparison.
You want to do a double?
There's a touch of I'm not getting as much of a gingerbread. I'm kind of getting like a floral sweetness, if that makes sense.
Say more.
I guess the way I would describe it is, how flowers have a sweet smell to them? Like that sensation of that in your nose more than the taste of the sweetness, I guess is what I'm saying. It's giving me a little bit of that same sensation.
Interesting.
Okay, well, I know that I always do this. This smell takes me back to an experience kind of thing here. The experience I get and the flavors here is the smell combination of an old camper, a little bit of the citronella, and then a little bit of the campfire, all kind of mixed together. This is the place that the smell is taking me right now when I think about this.
Your description of that has now taken me to that, and that's lovely.
You had some bougie camping experiences. I mean, my camping experiences were Marlboro, stale beer, and a little bit of hate.
Oh, that was outside the camper.
The smell of a camper never smelled that good in my life ever. The campers tended to not smell good at all.
It's a nice looking cigar, though. As far as cigar goes, this is the Perfecto size is not something I typically go to or gravitate towards or honestly see a lot of. I don't know. It's not as common a size or shape of cigar. So I just don't see a lot of them in the shops that I frequent. It's kind of fun and different. Feels good in the hand.
I'd be curious from the group tonight, what makes cigars stick? Like, was it people that made you stick, even just for us? And then why in this day and age are people still smoking cigars and still starting to smoke cigars?
Yeah. And who is your cigar evangelist?
Right.
Who gave you the word about cigars? And
who is your cigar Billy Graham?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Did you guys have a cigar, Billy?
I've not thought of that really a whole lot, Patrick, but you asking the question, my mind readily flashed back to the gentleman who I worked for in high school. I worked at a local restaurant, and the guy who owned that was a avid cigar smoker. And so much so that I remember him coming up to me and a couple of my friends that we all worked together, 15, 16, 17 years old maybe. And he had a wheel of cigars. He had a bunch of cigars in the crisper drawer in the one refrigerator in the kitchen. And he had them there to give out to the patrons, to give out to his friends and stuff. And he said, hey, boys, it had to have been a weekend. It was a busy night. And he goes, hey, you've all done a great job tonight. Help yourself to a cigar.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, and at that time, we're smoking gas station cigars, Black and Milds, White Owls.
Yeah.
I mean, my eyes were probably as big as saucers at that point. I'm like, he's giving me a real cigar.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they were. I know they weren't expensive because he gave them away. But it wasn't.
Nobody gives away their good stuff.
Right. But it certainly was way better than the swill we were smoking from the gas station. Yeah. And so if I have to give anybody credit, it would be it'd be my first boss.
Okay. What a ride that was.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I mean, tobacco was a part of my life because of my father. My pastor as a kid. Have we talked about this?
With the chewing,
With
right?
the chew. We chewed up his Swisher Sweets. I don't know if we've said this out loud on this thing, but he never in my life did I ever see him smoke one. He never lit it in my entire life. But watching your pastor chew tobacco effectively is what he was doing because he was chewing the cigar. Made it okay. Like, right, it wasn't like that, oh gosh, I'm a Baptist. What am I supposed to do with that? But didn't seem to make it. Wasn't a big deal. And the guy always chewed them. Always, if he wasn't at church and if he was at his house, he was tending to his flowers and chewing on a Swisher Sweet. Always.
That's so good, though.
Always. And so, it just made it okay.
Pop the whole Swisher Sweet in. He didn't cut it?
No, he just chewed it.
Yeah, chewed it and then
chewed it. And then when the end of it would get gross, he'd bite it off. Spit out the chewed up part and chew the rest of it.
Oh, so he wasn't shoving the whole thing down in his cheek.
No.
He's got to gnaw it a little bit.
That's right.
That's what I was picturing.
He was sophisticated.
Is he yamming a whole Swisher Sweet into his cheek?
Hey, Stephen. I got 2 Swisher Sweets in my mouth right now.
This makes way more sense. We're talking more like a toothpick.
Yeah. That's a good. And so,
man, Stephen, you just took me on a ride.
I mean, that was a ride. And then when he would need to talk or whatever, he'd pull out of his mouth, and inevitably he'd have a brown ring, 1/4 to 1/4, all the way around the corner of his mouth. He would have
like
a brown
kid with a chocolate lollipop stain.
Yeah, exactly. Except for it's a Swisher Sweet stain, and he bought them by the box.
That's amazing.
Just whole 25 packs, whatever they came in, and everything in his house was stored in Swisher Sweet boxes because he had so many of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I have Ryan was definitely a part of that, and then a mutual friend that we have as well. Patty, the other part of your question was, kind of why is this still a thing? And I can't speak for women, and their friendship, but what
and they're okay with that.
They're okay with that.
They don't need you to.
But I think what I've just been amazed by is what cigars make possible, especially for men, to be able to come together. And some of my most meaningful conversations have happened with the cigar. And I think because cigars allow men to be in close proximity to one another that they're otherwise kind of creeped out about.
Yeah.
And they're sharing an experience, and cigars invite relaxation. You're kind of uninhibited. And so I think it's the relational and social kind of payoff to a cigar is really needed. And so I just find that, depending on what cigar you pick up, now, if you're going to be Stephen's pastor and you're going to chew them all, then you probably don't need to come to my house anytime soon. But I think about you're committing to, what would you say, Ryan, 30 to 45 minutes?
Minimum.
Minimum. Right.
In our world, that says a lot right there.
Yeah.
And so us doing this podcast really is, it is a cigar talking about a podcast talking about cigars, but it's also a podcast that's made possible because cigars brought us together and have really created a fruitful conversation between us.
Yeah.
So while you were talking, I just let the cigar smoke kind of roll, and I got a bunch of cedar out of just the smell. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm sniffing your humidor.
No. I wondered the same thing. So I'm an inch in now, and I've got a lot of cedar hitting there. For a half a second when the cedar started hitting, I thought it was going to get a little peppery, and I got really excited for a minute of that kind of cedar and pepper together.
Yeah.
And as quick as that rolled across my tongue on that first cedar draw, it was gone.
Yeah.
And it hasn't hit. So,
which, by the way, I wish everyone could see you have not ashed off yet, and it's a beautiful ash that you're holding on to.
It really is. Tapered.
Like
the Perfecto.
You have a beautiful ash.
Listen, you do have a beautiful ash. I mean, of the four of us, you have the best ash.
It looks like an Italian hillside where the road winds around the hill as it goes down. You know what I'm talking about?
I'll take your word for it.
I don't think any of us have been to Italy, but sure.
This is what you imagine what it would look like.
Meanwhile, mine looks like Mount Vesuvius post-eruption. So watch out, Pompeii. It's coming for you. Yes.
Patrick, you mentioned your hopefulness of a little bit of spice cedar combination. And what I'm finding interesting, this cigar being predominantly Nicaraguan tobacco, binder filler is Nicaraguan, the wrapper is Ecuadorian. There's not a lot of that typical Nicaraguan spiciness here.
Correct.
I will say I'm getting very mild, very light, peppery, very subdued peppery notes on the tip of my tongue after exhale, and after about 30 seconds plus of resting between draws. There's a little bit of pepperiness there, but it's very, very subdued. And I know I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Don't say that as a negative. Kind of interesting that there isn't more. I wonder if there will be more spice that maybe comes in later on. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I'm not getting any of that pepper right now, and I'm grateful for that because I tend not to like that.
Yeah.
In a cigar.
Patrick, I want to nuance your question from earlier a little bit.
Okay. Please do.
I want to ask what made each of us continue leaning into the cigar journey from, those initial early days. How did you stay? What made you decide to stay with it?
I would say my answer for both would be similar. My community is really what kind of brought me into it and very much made me want to stay. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds cliche, but like my best friends smoke cigars, I like my best friends, I mean, that's really where I land on that.
So my answer to the question is way less deep and meaningful than what you all have shared. I stayed with it because the mutual friend that Jason referenced earlier continued to give me cigars every time we were together.
Oh,
yeah.
He wasn't, if we're going to stay with this terminology of evangelism, he wasn't preaching cigars as, hey, try this Oliva V. It's a special 135th anniversary like we're smoking here. It wasn't anything. It was just have a cigar, light up, smoke a cigar, and then we get into the conversation and we get into the camaraderie and whatever. We never ever talked about here's what it is, here's the maker, here's what are you tasting. It was just here's a cigar, enjoy.
Yeah.
And so the thing that he very much passed on to me, knowingly or unknowingly, was an attitude of generosity that I've tried to reciprocate with when I encounter younger, newer cigar smokers, to just be open and generous. Both in terms of giving away cigars, but also that next step of dispensing the things that I've learned. The tips, the tricks, the bits of information that hopefully help them shorten the curve to getting into cigar smoking more quickly.
And I can remember my grandfather walking around having one or two cigars just in his front pocket, that he knew that when he was done mowing the lawn or, he was going to go to the back deck or wherever, and he was going to grab a smoke. And actually one of the last meaningful moments that I had with my grandfather and my aunt, his sister had just died. And so we were on the back deck and he goes to his humidor and brings out, two cigars that I'm going to tell you right now weren't the nicest cigars. But if ever you want to talk about somehow a parable of restoration occurring, that him handing me a cigar and we smoking a cigar together on the back deck. Yeah. So, for me, I know I'm the guy who always talks about the experiences because the experiences are very real for me. I lived through those experiences and memories.
I would love to smoke a cigar with my father.
Yeah.
I was still not doing that kind of thing when he was still alive. So that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm into a little bit of a almost like it tastes like the smell of a nut shop. Like I was trying to identify one single nut, but it's kind of no. It's that simultaneous. There's a little bit of sweetness. There's a nuttiness, and I almost said cashew originally, but I don't think that's the right nut. I can't find my nut.
If anybody is from Planters and wants to write in and help us out here.
Special guest today, Mr. Peanut, has joined us. Yep, smoking with his monocle and his top hat.
The epitome of class.
Good day, Patrick.
Patrick, you are having a personal battle between your ash and gravity right now, and you're winning.
Yeah, but I'm probably going to ask quick here because otherwise it's going to end up down my chest.
I would say, Patty, have you ever had eaten like a cocoa bean, like when they harvest it?
Yes,
okay?
yes.
That's some of the flavor that I'm getting.
It's bitter but sweet.
You get that, but you can tell that there's kind of chocolate comes from this.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'll ask. Where do you go for fresh harvested cocoa beans? Where they're giving out samples.
Well, I mean,
Is this like a Sam's Club thing I don't know about? Is this a special aisle in the back?
No, it's only in Costco.
He said, I'll bite.
Patrick, have you ever been on a plantation?
I actually have been. I was in. It was in the Caribbean,
You've been on a cocoa plantation? Yeah, I've not.
and tried it there.
How many inches are we talking on my ash right now?
Just 2.
Wait. We're all men here. 6 inches.
No. That's
You think that's about 2 inches?
Barely 2.
It's the 125th anniversary
No,
edition.
it's 35. You said it.
135th. That's
Come
right.
on now.
Okay, got it. 135th Oliva Serie V Perfecto. 135th anniversary.
It's a throwback to the very first tobacco crops the family planted.
The Oliva family?
What a story.
Mr. Oliva, as I read.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Oliva.
Their original Cuban crop planted over a century ago. This is an homage to that.
Yep.
Okay. Stephen, last episode, we put you on what we called the hot seat. If it pleases the group, I'm going to recommend that we do that again, but I'd like to call it the hot box.
Oh, that's a great idea. Love it.
Oh boy.
Well, good.
I love it.
Does that mean the person in the hot box has to smoke their cigar really fast?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that with this gem of a cigar.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because Ryan, let's put you in the hot box tonight. Okay. And so for the rest of us, we're going to ask some questions.
Snuggle in.
Some questions that help us and the listener get to know a little bit about you, and doesn't all have to be cigar related, but maybe I'll get you started.
Fire away.
Let's get you started there. What is your cigar hill that you will die on? What's the most irrational or rational? What is the opinion that you hold about cigars or in the cigar world that you will die on? This is the issue.
Yeah.
Have you met this man? Most things
Every
have
issue is
that.
this way.
Freaking thing is a hill.
It can be a small speed bump, and I'll consider it.
He's dying on it right now.
Yeah. Smoke a cigar until it's no longer enjoyable, regardless of how much of the cigar you've smoked, regardless of the price. When it's no longer enjoyable, it's no longer worth smoking.
You want me to snuff a $35 cigar in the first third?
Yeah. If it's not good, if you can't get it to a point, if you've not, give it the old college try, if you will. But if if the experience is not worth experiencing, I don't see the point in dragging yourself through it.
The age you were when you consumed tobacco the first time.
15, probably.
That's against the law.
It's not against the law to consume it. It's against the law to sell it to me.
That's right.
So somebody else broke the law.
I was fine.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Go to gas station snack when you're on the road.
Oh, man. Combos.
Is there a more quintessential road snack? Who buys combos at home?
Me.
No, you don't.
Yes.
I actually just had combos tonight.
Yes. Combos are the perfect snack, period. I'll die on that hill.
I have literally never eaten a combo outside of a car.
Probably the only time I've ever eaten combos is because I ate them with you. Because
Yeah.
you guys gave me some.
They're awesome.
Which of these hosts here would be the worst cigar shop owner?
Oh.
Honestly, I could make a case for all three of you being the worst
Come
for
on
different
now.
reasons. Patrick would be the worst because he would be the cigar shop owner that talks to you whether you want talked to or not.
Damn right.
That sounds like me.
No, you're the cigar shop owner that's going to give me all kinds of baseless facts, quote unquote, about the cigars that I'm buying.
Wow. Those are not baseless, by the way.
And Jason, you would be the worst because you would just be belligerent towards everything that I might do that you don't agree with.
Or I don't care. I'm going to buy this today. Don't care.
Yeah, I come up and ask you for a book of matches. Don't care.
Jason will be the first self-serve cigar shop checkout system.
Yes,
Because he's like, I'm not touching that.
You're stranded on a desert island. They only are going to drop you cigars, but you only get one. But it's a case. It's a crate. But
You've got a lifetime supply on the island.
A lifetime supply on the island.
I think for my time on the island, I'm going to select My Father, the Judge, specifically.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Most overrated cigar brand.
In my opinion, Cohiba. American Cohibas, not Cuban Cohibas. Do not care for them.
All right. So you guys look like you're about to the halfway point.
Oh.
General read. Where's the profile at? What's the taste? Anything changed? Anything shown up? Anything new?
I've not gotten a big change.
That's right.
It's just kind of maintained itself. The flavor profiles, it's still, for me, predominantly cedar. No real spice. Kind of smooth and steady.
It's been pretty consistent the entire way through.
I agree with the consistency notes for sure. Cedar's been steady now for me for a little while. I still get a little bit of a floral note with the cedar. Pleasant and steady is accurate.
Construction on this thing is wonderful.
Yeah,
It's burning
I actually
super
think-
evenly.
I think I could still be on that first ash if I had been braver.
Yeah. If you run across anybody that's had what you thought was maybe kind of a ridiculous excuse as to why not to try a cigar or why not to get into cigars.
Cancer.
That seems like the go-to, right?
Well, I mean, we all, are fathers. And so there has been a little bit of this dance with when our kids were younger, or some still young, that they find out that dad smokes cigars and they immediately go, dad's going to die tomorrow. And you have to kind of walk them back from that cliff.
Yeah, or dad, those are drugs.
Yes, yes.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, some people talk about child development. They talk about their a span from kind of birth on where they're concrete thinkers. It's black and white, it's hard set. That's how they see the world. And then somewhere around 10 to 12, they begin to understand some nuance and some gray area.
Yeah.
It was always my goal to get to that point before I really let them know or let my guard down that dad smokes cigars, because they couldn't handle it in a black and white thinking way, right?
Yeah, right.
It was, you're going to die. You're going to die, dad.
I happen to be surrounded by a lot of people who are big into exercise and fitness and fitness. It's a little bit of like, okay, can we dial back the hyperbole around the cigar a little bit? Because like nothing else you do, there are so many things that we do that affect our health, but all of a sudden, because I smoke a cigar, oh my gosh, you're just choosing to kill yourself. And I'm like, okie dokie. Well, if I'm stuck in this conversation with you any longer, I probably will choose to do that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm actually not smoking a cigar because I'm not inhaling. I'm just tasting. The smoke stays in my mouth. So I'm just tasting a cigar.
Yeah.
Much like if you took a bite of hamburger but never swallowed it, are you eating a hamburger? No, you're tasting a hamburger.
I've never told you this, but my pastor, when I was growing up, used to just chew hamburger and spit it out. And
He just have a hamburger just stuck in the side of his mouth and just slowly gnaw on it all day.
in fact, after he chewed on it for a while, he'd get like a kind of a pink.
little pinkish brownish hue on the corner of his mouth.
He put the whole hamburger in his mouth?
No, just to let it hang out.
Your pastor was Wimpy from the Popeye comics.
I will gladly pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today.
I'm into the final third of the cigar.
Probably final third it.
Me too.
And the flavor is starting to change a little bit, I think.
I'm getting spice now.
Yes,
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting now.
Same over here. I'm into some spice now, and it's enjoyable.
It's really just like a little tingle in the back of my tongue, really is what it is.
See, I'm starting to get some of those floral notes.
Oh, now interesting.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for validating me. That always feels good.
But you had said early on that it was a slight spice.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting now is slight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not burning me out. It's making my tongue go crazy.
Nope. Actually, it's quite enjoyable.
Yeah, just a little tingle, the dance. We've talked about tongue placement. I can't remember what kind of pepper it is, but it is very light, very enjoyable. I would say it's kind of on the front tip of my tongue and sides of that front side of the tongue. Not that pepper that you get where it's kind of back in your jaw a little bit on the sides of your tongue. Mm-hmm. This is definitely more forward.
I'm curious. I have a daughter. Patrick, you have daughters. But Stephen and Jason, you have sons. Mm-hmm. And daughters. Have you at any point ever thought about introducing this hobby to your sons as when they come of age?
No.
Oh.
That was emphatic.
No, you're not thought about it, or no, you're not going to.
My son really has no interest in this. He is one of those big fitness kids. And so it's like, I don't know why you do this. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, she'll try whatever I'm drinking or whatever. So she has a little bit of a wild spirit to her. So I actually have thought more about having to stick with my daughter.
Oh, interesting.
Really interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I could definitely see that. Doing that, when he's old enough, and we're definitely going to throw him a backwoods on the front end, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe start something a little lower down the rung, but could see that.
Years ago, I spent some time as a youth pastor working with teenagers, and I had made the conscious choice very early on. I wasn't ever going to hide the fact that I smoke cigars. Youth would come over to our house. We'd have Bible study at our house and stuff. My humidor sat out. I didn't promote it. I didn't make a big deal about it. It just sat there. And inevitably, teenagers being teenagers, curious, what's that? Oh, it's my humidor, cigars. I smoke cigars. And a couple of the guys in one of our small groups, knew that I smoked cigars, and they would ask questions and were curious. And again, I talked about it, tried to be pretty open and honest. And again, I don't see it as anything that I was doing wrong, so there was nothing to hide or anything like that. And the one kid I remember talking to me a few months before his 18th birthday, he's like, I would really enjoy having a cigar with you when I turn 18. Interesting. I had never honestly thought about that or considered that, and didn't really think a whole lot about it until he turned 18, and he approached me one time. He's like, hey, I've been talking to my parents about this.
Yeah.
And they're okay with it.
Because it was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said,
all because you just walked across the room.
Oh, gosh.
Easy.
So I said to him, okay, this is interesting. I want to talk to your parents.
Yeah.
So I knew his parents well, talked to him, and had a very open, honest conversation about it. And they kind of landed on, like, you've been instrumental in our son's lives in a lot of ways and a lot of things. And this is something that he wants to do. There's a value in it for him, and we're okay with you doing that. And I remember, had him over to the house, sitting down and just kind of walking through the process. He is not a cigar smoker. He didn't convert. But it was just a shared experience together that was really pretty meaningful to the both of us. That again didn't produce any long-term habits or anything in him or whatever. And honestly, the highlight of that time together was very much not about having a cigar. I don't even know what we smoked.
I was going to ask you, what do you give an 18-year-old? That was one what you were going to do, but you don't remember.
I don't even know. I mean, because it was whatever I had in the humidor at the time. That was one of the best nights, just hanging out, talking to, we talked a lot about his future, his life, what was coming next, as a recent high school graduate and what his life looked like. And it's just a great time of, going a little bit deeper with him.
Interesting.
It was special.
It sounds to me, Ryan, like you actually did have that experience of smoking a cigar with your son. I mean, it was not your son, but you had that type of experience.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
With this student,
And he's do you still relate to this guy at all?
Yeah, I mean, loosely,
But he didn't pick up that. He didn't start smoking them or anything like that that you know of. Interesting.
Nope. He had a few off and on, that summer and, a couple years into college and stuff, but grew away from it.
That's something he was interested in.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, unlike Jason, my fingers are burning. I know he enjoys it. So we're really almost done here.
Yeah, I've got about an inch left. Would you say that's an inch, Patrick?
Yeah, no, that's about it. Yeah,
I don't have an inch left.
I got about 5 inches left.
Rolling it down here, almost done. Any last thoughts about the tail end of this thing? Maybe some overall thoughts on the whole thing?
very consistent, but good enough and consistent that I'm wanting to smoke it to the very end. I don't know if this is a strategic choice or a preference choice from the roller. This length of it does leave you wanting more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the longest cigar. Obviously, we smoked that. What is it? 55.
Yeah. It's in the Robusto area.
And especially with that early end of the Perfecto is a little more narrow, you kind of get through that quicker. Yeah, I am getting to the end and thinking like, boy, that went quick. Like, I've enjoyed that.
So the Oliva V 135 anniversary, for me, it stayed the same. I never got out of sight of cedar and smooth. For me, that's where it stayed the whole time.
This has been like every Oliva V that I've smoked. Solid quality, great construction, good even burn, solid profile in its flavor notes. Again, not too wild or crazy. And it's been good. Again, I think I said I've never seen this particular cigar in a shop or anything. But the good news is to grab a standard Series V or even the Melanio version of the V. That's a great cigar. You're not going to go wrong. I don't know what Oliva rates it as far as if it's a fuller bodied, probably.
Composed of a smooth, light brown Ecuadorian Sumatra seed wrapper, expertly placed over a binder and filler made of premium Nicaraguan and Guatemalan tobacco. Well crafted, beautifully crafted, which I'd agree. This cigar offers medium strength, full body, with a delectable coffee and nutty notes, accompanied by a light floral aroma, which we've all hinted at, and a long earthy finish.
Bravo to Oliva, 135 years.
Mr. Melanio, Oliva.
Well
Good
done.
job.
What a legacy, right?
Yeah, well done.
Here's to the next 135.
Amen.
Well, gentlemen, this has been good. This has been fun as always, and I look forward to our next cigar, whatever that might be. And before we wrap up, ratings.
I'm a straight up 8.5.
Oh, that's strong.
Good. I like it. You guys know this. Oliva is one of my more favorite smokes. And I really do like the Series V's in normal life. I like this one quite a bit. Consistent, steady, good, good volume of smoke, enjoyable, left me wanting more.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. It's up there.
I'm right there with you, Stephen. This is an 8 out of 10 for me all day.
I give it an 8.51.
The price is right.
Counterpoint.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I really messed up here. Yeah, I would be around an 8 on this as well.
Hey, and great, if I could just real quick before we go, great news. As we've been kind of ramping up and getting the podcast going, put together a place where you can come and interact with us, talk to us about the show, talk about what you're smoking, put in request suggestions. You can even vote on future sticks for the show. And
that'll be fun.
No, it's Reddit. We're on Reddit. So subreddit is Burnt Offerings. Go on there, join us. If you've never been on Reddit, don't be scared. It's a blast.
We don't bite.
Hop on there, but it's a great spot where you can kind of share what you're smoking and what you're interested in, and we can interact with you a little more personally than just through listening or watching. So please go check that out. We're excited to get that up and going. And that's it. Right?
Yeah. Thanks for hanging.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for listening.
All right, gentlemen, to the next one.
And everybody listening, keep smoking.
Thank you for listening to Burnt Offerings. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform and let us know what you thought of the show.